Starr recently discussed his experience as a member of the Beatles and his work with AARP, the magazine, in an interview. Beatlemania was in full swing in England, but the band was almost unknown in America until they appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show in February 1964. Their appearance was witnessed by 73 million people, propelling them to a new height of fame. We all went insane at different points. You are not aware of the experience of being a member of the Beatles. It was quite strange. He informed AARP. We kept playing clubs even after we started recording the song Love Me Do. My God, nothing comes close to our first vinyl record. We stopped the car when we found out that Love Me Do was going to be on the BBC at 2:17 or whatever the time was. Whoa! Dude, we're on the radio! Starr became a fan of the band and joined them after witnessing them perform at a German nightclub with a different drummer. As the drummer, Starr cultivated a legendary partnership with the band's other members, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and George Harrison. The drummer joked that, having seen how the group interacted, he used to be a rock drummer, but that his friends ruined his whole career by writing songs for him. During his time with the Beatles, Starr sang lead on the songs Yellow Submarine, With a Little Help from My Friends, and Octopus's Garden. Talking about his former bandmates, Starr said, "They know me. Paul and I are equally fond of each other. He is the brother I never had. Before I unexpectedly had 3 boys, I was a lonely youngster." McCartney and Starr recently shared the band's unfinished recording of Now and Then, a Beatles song showing their ongoing love for the group and one other. Paul said, "You know that song Now and Then, that John never finished when he called last year? Maybe we should concentrate on that?" He sent it to me, and I sang along and played the drums. George played the rhythm guitar on a great track that included John on piano and vocals. There were awful rumors circulating that said things like, "It's not John, it's AI," etc. Paul and I would never have done that. It's a nice melody and a fulfilling way to close that door. 7 years after the release of their debut album, the band eventually broke up in 1970. Following their breakup, each artist continued a solo career, releasing John Lennon Plastic Ono Band in December 1970, All Things Must Pass for Harrison in November 1970, McCartney for McCartney in April 1970, and Sentimental Journey for Starr in March 1970. Later, Starr founded Ringo Starr and his all-star band, which featured him as drummer and singer, along with other well-known musicians. The band's only repertoire were songs that Starr had sang both solo and while a member of the Beatles. He has also released the CDs Ringo, Postcards from Paradise, Good Night Vienna, and Bokups Blues. His third album, Ringo, featured all of the Beatles, and he joked that he was the glue of the group, never getting into conflicts with anyone. The comic remarked, "That'll be in big letters. I was the glue," says Ringo. George recorded his first solo album, Wonderwall Music, with me on drums. John formed the Plastic Ono Band, of which I was the drummer. Although Paul loves to play the drums, I would have also been on his records. The most recent release by Starr was an EP called Rewind Forward, which had 4 songs. Reuniting with McCartney, he asked him to write a song for the EP, which became Feeling the Sunlight. The 60th anniversary of The Ed Sullivan Show, the platform from which Ringo Starr and the other Beatles initially rose to fame, will be celebrated in February 2024. Starr stated, "All the music I loved came from America, giving the blues, country, and Motown genres as examples." Starr said of the performance, "I'm still here talking about it 60 years later. It was always American music." Ed Sullivan was there to greet us at the London airport after our visit to Sweden. Starr explained, "He didn't know who we were, but he booked us after seeing the crowd's response. By the time we got to America, we had a #1 hit song, I Want to Hold Your Hand. For the Beatles, everything came together effortlessly." Ringo credits the band's steadfast dedication to their craft and desire to consistently create new, original music for their long-lasting popularity. In 1962, at the age of 22, I became a member of the Beatles, and I departed at the age of 30. "That's what we did. We jammed a lot into 8 years," he said. "All of us loved to work, but Paul loved it more than the rest. Every time John and I were lounging in the garden, the phone would ring. We sensed something about him, a sixth sense. "Hey guys, time to head into the studio?" Had it not happened, we would have put out 3 albums before breaking up.